We have a producer with us by the name of Yael Luttwak, and she directed and co-produced with her co-producer Abigail Tannenbaum Sharon, co-producers of a movie called Maine Girls. It's a documentary which explores the importance of teaching young people to bridge cultural divides, teaches them to have a better understanding of people from different cultures, whether white, black, yellow, brown, religions, Muslim, Christian, Judaism. And it follows, this documentary follows a group of 13 American-born teenage girls who can be pretty 13 American, it's okay, Jill, I got it, 13 American born and immigrant high school girls who, right. and they follow them around, and girls can be very mean, especially girls who come from different cultural backgrounds can be mean to other girls. And this whole movie is about teaching people to understand people's differences. Let's watch a clip, Squeeze.
All right.
We've really seen a rise in our public discourse singling out recent immigrants as somehow detrimental to the state. That is something that we didn't really see much of, a decade ago.
It was hard for me to come to the United States. I don't speak English.
The people who are from different countries and from different backgrounds feel very unwelcome and unaccepted sometimes in our school.
It was an 8-week group that met in the middle of the school day, and they come together to learn about each other, to cook food, and to do hip-hop dance.
Outside in the hallways, sometimes the world doesn't operate the way we want it to.
It's outside of the box for me.
My family got a lot of problem about job, house. We need to start again like a new life.
My country weren't safe.
Being an immigrant is hard. I've gotten racist comments. How am I so smart in class? Because black people usually aren't.
So find everyone who celebrates the same spiritual, religious beliefs as you.
You believe there's something out there, but you're not sure what.
The Buddha in your and make you feel happy.
Well, we believe in one God.
We're Muslims, and our religion is based off peace.
There's groups of people who like to hang out with each other just because of comfort levels and stuff. I'm from Jamaica, and I've been in America 6 months now.
But I've never seen some of these people in school before.
We say we're the country of the free and country that is open, but we aren't always open.
So with us today, Squeeze, is Yael Luttwak. If I pronounced her name right. How are you, Yael? Did I get your name right?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, just about.
Just about. All right. I was pretty close.
Luttwak, right?
Luttwak.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, Luttwak.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
thank you for joining us. I know. It was a really interesting trailer and movie. And Squeeze, I'll let you start.
Well, I just wanted to ask her, how did the concept for Maine Girls come about, and why?
Yeah, so Maine Girls came about from my first film, actually, which is called A Slim Piece, which brought together a group of Israeli and Palestinian women together in a weight loss group. And that film premiered at Tribeca and had a great life as a film. And then we decided, and I was asked by an amazing philanthropist, to see if we could bring that model of health and building bridges together and in a program, not for the purposes of filming. So I am a filmmaker, but I found myself also creating a small nonprofit called Slim Piece Groups, which brings together women from different backgrounds in a health program to build bridges. And we created many of these groups in the Middle East. And then I moved back to the States in 2011, and another philanthropist, an amazing woman, Sani Doxer, asked me if we could create the same model of building bridges and health for women and girls in the U.S.
Can I ask I'd like to ask a question. The groups in Maine, those were, where did they come from? They were Americans and what?
They're U.S. born. In the film, they're U.S. born girls meeting immigrant teen girls.
And where were the immigrants from?
Girls. They're from everywhere. That's what's so amazing. Jamaica, as you see, Jamaica, Congo, Vietnam, Cameroon, from everywhere. Immigrants, refugees are coming from everywhere to Maine, which we chose because it's the whitest state in America. And Maine is a fantastic, shining example of how you can embrace people from all over the world.
So now these girls came together in Maine, American girls and girls from all over the world, and you already did this in Israel between Israeli Jews and Palestinians who may have been Christian or Muslim. Was there the bonding? There was, I assume, in the movie, because I never saw the Israeli movie with the Palestinians, but I assume the bonding between the Israelis and Palestinian girls, did it evolve similarly to the bonding that you saw between the American girls and the immigrants, or was there a difference because of cultures? Was it easier, the Maine girls easier to bond because they didn't have the hostility coming in, or what was the differences or the similarities that you saw between everybody? Or are people just people and people are people?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have to tell you, it's both heartbreaking and really hopeful because the process is the same. It doesn't take that long. Once you bring women and girls, or men as well, in a safe space, it doesn't take more than a few meetings, more than a few hours for the walls to come down. Because of course, we all have so much in common, and we're all have the human experience, and it's just that we're living in a time which is so dehumanizing, and so that we don't have the opportunity to meet people in a safe space to become friends and to get to know them. And the process was really similar, because what I also saw was, both for the girls in Maine as well as the women in the Middle East, that people connected for just really simple reasons, like they have the same sense of humor, or they like to do the same things. And we saw with the Maine girls in particular, the Muslim girl Zuleika from Somalia became best friends with Serena, who's U.S. born Maine white girl who runs cross country, and they're still best friends because they like the same thing. So this was filmed in 2015 during the terror attacks, during President Trump's and his Muslim rhetoric, kick the immigrants out. We've seen an uptick in anti-immigrant rhetoric even to this day. Did that affect the girls in terms of their bonding, what was going on in the world around them? Yeah, so Brad, that's the thing. So I could never have anticipated, and nor could my team and co-director Abigail Tannenbaum Sharon, and even our executive producer, we could never have anticipated that this film would have become so timely, because we started filming, as you said, in the fall of 2015, right before the Paris attacks and before Donald Trump's rise. And so what happened was I felt certainly as a documentarian, we were running out of money with the nonprofit, to be honest. So I felt like I had to document this process. And Sani Doxer, our producer, said, you have to go and do it. It's probably our last shot. Right. So we were documenting girls. They meet once a week for 8 weeks. And to be honest, in the beginning, there wasn't that much tension because the girls were getting along so well. And they were so curious to meet each other, because the high school is really segregated, as are countless high schools and middle schools across America, because the immigrant girls, are in one part of the high school because their classes are there, and the U.S. born girls. So just for really normal reasons. But then a few weeks in, we had the Paris attack. And that's what changed everything, because the world the classroom. And then, Donald Trump, I don't need to talk.
Yael, I think Squeeze has a question for you.
Yeah, great.
Squeeze?
What the people of Maine treat the girls in respect to this? How are they to them in respect to all of that?
Yeah,
because it's a white community. So outside of
it's
right,
it's
how
predominantly
are immigrants being treated up there that you see?
Yeah.
From what we observe, right, and I'm not like you guys, I'm not an immigrant expert. From what I observe from the film, the women and the communities and the men and the organizations in the whitest state in America, in Portland and South Portland, Maine, have embraced immigrants in an incredible way. And it is the whitest state in America, and it has been so for hundreds of years, and all of a sudden has had an influx. So where we were and what we were filming in this high school was such a reflection of what is possible. And these girls are the voices that we were so honored to be able to amplify, because they demonstrate just in really simple teen girl high school experiences what's possible.
It's really amazing when you do something like this. Whatever differences we have, you actually see, and I think you'll agree with this, you see that we have a lot more in common than we have in terms of differences. And it's people like Yael, it's people who actually can demonstrate that human beings are human beings, and you bring people together instead of dividing people like you hear the rhetoric of politics. It's really beautiful and really gets to show that, really we're all human. We all have 10 fingers, 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. So thank you very much, Yael. Let me ask you one last question before we go. What are your plans for this film? Where can you see it? What ultimately, where's this film going in the next 6 months? Where can we see it, and what are you expecting to get from all of this?
Thank you so much. Yeah, so the film is done the film festival circuit. We have a few more festivals to go. That's been great. It's been in festivals across the country and places from Minnesota to Maine, of course, as well. And it's available on Canopy, which is a new platform for universities, colleges, community centers, as well as Vimeo on demand. And the best way to get information is really to visit our website, which is mainegirlsfilm.com. And at mainegirlsfilm.com, you can see our plans and call to action, which is really to screen the film now that we've done festivals and it's on a platform, to screen it in as many middle schools and high schools across the U.S. so that we can demonstrate how you can build bridges.
All right. Well, thank you very much for taking your time. I know you waited a while to get on. I really appreciate your time. It's a beautiful film. It's beautiful what you're doing, and I hope as many people can see it as possible. So congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
And that is Yael Luttwak. Her film is Maine Girls, and you can watch her film. There's a website, mainegirlsfilm.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Squeeze. So
great to have
go ahead, Squeeze.
It's so great, Brad, to have a blend.
Right.
Have someone, put a blend of the cultures together. Extremely.
Yeah. It's really.
It's rare that we have organizations that's doing this across the country, and we need more of this, especially with the different cultures and the different ethnicities that's out there and everything else that's going on.
It's amazing. I'm going to say something. A lot of people tuned off, I saw, Squeeze, but I think it's really important. To let people know that there are a lot of people, probably a majority of people out there, who want to see people bond together, be together, live together, that the silent majority of people, unfortunately in America, want to live in harmony with everybody, and unfortunately the loud minority of haters, unfortunately, are much louder than the large majority of people who want to live in harmony. And it's nice to get people who are filmmakers and demonstrate that it is possible. It's amazing. Put girls together for 8 weeks, they all become friends. They all become friends.
And it's great.
Yeah.